It's interesting to hear different perspectives on land acquisition. While some prefer the security of government allocations, others trust private developers, and some believe indigenous landowners offer the best deals. What's the best option? Well, let's get an expert's insights of Ugochukwu Chime in our next segment, The Real Conversation. Stay with Housing Development. I'll be back after this short break. I'm pleased to welcome our distinguished guests of your Ugochukwu Chime, the chairman of Copen Group, past president of Enugu Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, former president of REDEN, the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, and currently the chairman of the Land Reform Tax Team of the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. All right, so thank you so very much, Savio Reverend Ugochukwu Chime, for your time on The Real Conversation.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here, Flora.
All right, so you've done extensive work in the field of land reform and urban development, and I'm sure our audience are also eager to hear your insights. But first, can you give us a bit of background on what land reform in Nigeria entails and why it is such a crucial issue at this point in time?
Thank you so much. I've been privileged since 1980 May to have been involved in one form or the other, both as a civil servant and later as a public servant and chairman of a housing corporation with issues of land. And I'd like to say clearly, in the current role we are trying to look at the land reform in the country, we have quite a lot of challenges that are linked to land. The reality is this: every development is on land, and the way you manage land determines how those development goes. We have over $300 billion within debt capital in form of properties, land, assets of people that they cannot convert for beneficial use. That is, use them for collateralization of their loan and bring them into. So you have people who may have assets that are worth hundreds of millions of naira, but because they don't have title to them, they cannot use them to get a loan of even 1 million naira. So the asset is dead to them. So over the years, as a country, we have been looking at how do we make sure that we have robust engagement and socio-economic development. The answer lies down to the issue of land management, the way we have been managing land in the country. You discover there's a book called The Mystery of Capital by Hernando de Soto. In that book, he was able to explain clearly the linkage between effective land management and socio-economic development of the Western countries and why the poor countries are not developing. Every asset owned by anybody via land management in the developed countries are brought into the financial system and can be used as a form of collateral. But in Nigeria today, you find out that all those parcels of land that are outside the urban areas, and even a large chunk of those parcels that are within the urban areas, it is not possible for them to be used for the purpose of gaining traction in the economic field because they do not have registration.
All right, so now let's look at the state of land reform in Nigeria. We know that land tenure systems are quite varied and often lead to confusions and delays. Can you elaborate on the key challenges Nigerians face in assessing and securing land?
Thank you so much. A lot of people say we must have to change the land use decree, that it doesn't present what we needed as a way of document. I have had a privilege of looking at that document over and over again and attending a number of seminars and symposiums on that. And what came out from me that we have a human factor challenge. The law is quite clear on what should be done, but the operators, for some reasons, sometimes it may be for pecuniary reasons, sometimes maybe for power play or for whatever reason, have refused to do what needs to be done. The policies that will undergird it is not in place. The technological access to those informations are not put in place. The linkage that is needed between the economic activities are not put in place. The only one that we have had that level of linkage is when you had the model mortgage and foreclosure law, which was a tool that got the involvement of National Judiciary Council, Central Bank of Nigeria, and the state governments, and then the mortgage banks, so that they can design a document that is acceptable across board. Now, the problem is that for us to have the linkage between the financial system in the country and the land management across these 38 land administrators. We have to come in and sit down and say, okay, these are what we need for us to have this land to come into financial system. And this is what we want you to do. And there will be this discourse, there will be this interaction, there will be this collaboration between the various parties, the private sector, the public sector, the state governments, who are the subnationals, and the federal government, which is in control of the financial policies. There has to be a discussion. And that goes through the Nigerian Governors Forum, which we are part of the activities, to be able to see that what is at stake is not the national, the federal government. No, that's not what is at stake. What is at stake is not the subnational, the states. What is at stake is not the private sector. But what is at stake is an inclusive socio-economic policy and roadmap that we should create that will link up these debt assets and then bring them into life and utilize them as developmental catalysts for our country. If that understanding is there, we discover that some of the policy challenges and some of the other implementation protocol challenges that we have in delays in title, delays in registration, delays in this thing will go away. Because the state governor will now see that when these things are done, the state becomes a destination of choice for investors.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, huh? What is it again?
Oga, and they drive this car, my mind no dey. My landlord is on my neck.
Your landlord again? I thought I have told you this before. Get a mortgage, register with NHF scheme, and get a home up front. What is so difficult about this?
Oga, I will do just that. See, I will shame that my landlord. Mortgage.
At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home.
That was an insightful conversation with Sovio Ugochukwu-Chima. Clearly, land reforms plays a crucial role in ensuring easier access to property and economic growth. Now let's shift our focus to a community in Abuja where residents are facing serious housing challenges. Ijayapi community in Abuja is home to many struggling families living in harsh conditions with limited access to basic amenities. Our team visited the area to bring first-hand reports on their living situations. Have a look.
Ijayapi, popularly known as Biajin, is indeed a community located in the Buhari Area Council of the FCT. Buhari Area Council is one of the 6 area councils that make up the FCT, and it's known for its diverse communities and rural settings. Ijayapi, being a community in this area, likely faces both opportunities and challenges relating to its rural location and proximity to the nation's capital, Abuja. Ijayapi community is facing significant development challenges which are affecting the quality of life for its residents. One of the major issues stressed by residents in Ijayapi is the lack of access roads, which can make it difficult for people to commute, access markets, and receive essential services. Access to clean water is essential for human health, hygiene, and economic productivity. Without reliable access to water, residents may have to rely on expensive and potentially contaminated sources, which can lead to waterborne diseases. Akachukwu Henry, a business owner and longtime resident of Ijayapi community, has highlighted 2 critical issues that affect the community: access to water and electricity.
I think, if I no exaggerate, getting to 15 years now. Number one, I can say, you can see how our road is long. So in this environment, one is low road. Number two, there's no government water here, like all this water board. So we don't have them here. So we need water in this environment. But the major thing, there's no water here. in this environment, what we base on is borehole, and the amount they are selling borehole now is too much. A bath, I think a bath now maybe is 150 or 200 or 100 naira.
The only challenge that we have now is water. We don't have water board here. Our electricity here is stable for now. Our road, one senator just helped us and tie a road for us. But our major challenge here now is water board. We don't have water in this area. If you don't have a borehole, nothing for you. So that's our major challenge for now.
We don't have water. Road, God don't bless us. But now money issue now, where we train our children, no chop, we dey face for now. Pay house rent. House rent is too much. 1 bedroom flat now, 350, 400. Self-contained 250. Single room is 200. No water, no anything.
We don't have enough water in this community. The one we have is not enough for us because the community is too large for the ones we have. We would like government to support us with at least some boats around because we have a lot of streets in this community because it's too large. And also, although we have primary school, early primary school, but we don't have junior secondary, like secondary school in this community. The children here, they do go to some private secondary school, which is, everybody know how costly it is. So because of the expenses service make some children drop out of school. So if government could help to support us with at least, even if it's only junior school, at least that would be appreciable.
No doubt, the Ijayapi community is facing significant development challenges which are affecting the quality of life for its residents. Lack of access roads can make it difficult for people to commute during and after the rainy season. Inadequate healthcare facilities can lead to poor health outcomes, especially for vulnerable populations like children, parents, women, and the elderly. However, it's essential to acknowledge the specific needs and concerns of the Ijayapi community and the work towards finding sustainable solutions.
It's heartbreaking to see such living conditions persist in our capital city. Housing remains a major issue, and it's important that authorities and stakeholders take action to improve the situation. Let's turn our attention to the Property Hunters segment, where we'll help you find the best real estate deals. This luxury Royal Plain estate is seated on a 4.6 hectare land located in a very strategic, secure and serene environment of Dutse district along Apollo Kogoma Highway. The 4-bedroom villa has a 265 square meters net floor area, 1-room BQ, 6 toilets, 2-car parking space, family lounge. All rooms are en suite with fitted kitchen cabinets and pre-automation wiring. This is the luxury Royal Plain Estate in Apollo Dutse in the Federal Capital Territory. This area where I'm standing right now is where we have the 4-bedroom T-Rex duplexes. It comes with a BQ, and when completed, these are going to be smart homes. Beautiful, beautiful smart homes. As you can see, we have good access road in this estate. We have the basic amenities to make your living very, very comfortable. The DME Luxury Royal Plain Estate, 4-bedroom T-Rex duplexes, all going for sale. So why not rush now, hurry up now, while we still have these units available.
We are the developer of the Clinton Castle, located here inside the Navy Town, Asokoro. Here, of course, you could see what we are doing here. We are building 5- and 4-bedroom luxury detached duplexes here inside the Navy Town. You can come with me up there so that I can show you exactly what is going on in the environment.
Let's take a tour.
Yeah, you can see this one. This one is at the plastered stage now. It's roofed. Everything is going to come up well, like the 3D I sent to you.
All right.
Yes. So this is one of the major roads that leads to various houses here in the state. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As you can see, we are still cutting some levels in order to build. Building is going to come up here too, and also there. See. So we'll go up. You can see the serenity of the environment. So superb. Very clean and neat.
Tell us, where is this location?
Asokoro.
And I understand it's just a few minutes drive to the presidential Aso Rock Villa.
That's correct. That's very correct.
Construction is ongoing.
Yes, construction is ongoing. Of course, from here now, you can feel the texture of the quality of materials we are using. We are not compromising. Everything is of good quality. Look at the blocks. Yeah, we're done with the concrete cement mixture. Everything here is of good, great quality. Of course, the Navy have their own, technical team that do come and inspect what we are doing, because I told you from the beginning, it's in conjunction with the Navy holdings, So they have their own team that normally come to inspect what we are doing.
So what facilities will subscribers enjoy here when they came to your project?
Good. A good asphalted road, security, CCTV. Of course, we are looking at putting solar lights on each of the building. It's going to come up with solar lights, at least 3.5, 2.5 kVA in each of the building. Security here is top-notch. Security is part of it. We are going to have a gym center where people here will come every morning and register to be, gymming and stuff like that in order to be very, very fit. Yes.
All right.
Good.
So how soon are we going to see this completed?
Before this time next year.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, before this time next year.
So we're looking at a 5-bedroom duplex?
5-bedroom duplex.
Are there different house types here?
No, 5-bedroom duplexes.
And what does it come with? All in suites?
All in suites. All the whole rooms are in suites, and with walking-in closets. Of course, a very good POP designs, lightnings, good furniture you can talk about in the world. It's going to come out superb. We are not compromising quality here. Everything is going to be of high standard.
Before I wrap up today's program, let's talk about one of the biggest events in the real estate sector, the Africa International Housing Show 2025. This premier housing and construction event will take place at Transcorp Hilton, Abuja from July 26 to 31st, 2025. The Africa International Housing Show is the largest housing expo on the continent, bringing together developers, investors, policymakers, and industry experts to discuss housing finance, construction innovations, and real estate investment opportunities. Whether you're a home buyer, investor, or housing professional, this is an event you don't want to miss. I'll bring you more updates as the event approaches. This year's Africa International Housing Show will happen live at the Transcorp Hotel Abuja. Plan to be there. Remember, housing is a fundamental need, and we must keep advocating for policies and solutions that make home ownership accessible to all. That brings us to the end of today's edition of Housing Development. Join me again next Wednesday at 9 a.m. for more updates, insights, and discussions on the housing sector. Until then, I remain your housing diva, Flora Ani. Stay safe and take care.